Well, you know the story well. The Kiwi dad who went online to raise money to bring his Down syndrome son home after his Armenian wife left him. The couple reconciled, but more than $600,000 was raised for baby Leo, and half of it is now unaccounted for. Mr Forrest is being accused of misspending the money by Trina McLaughlan, the second trustee of the Baby Leo Trust. She claims Forrest deposited around $380,000 into the trust, but now says that balance has dropped by $100,000. 3D reporter Sarah Hall has been investigating this case and joins me now. Morning to you, Sarah.
Good morning, Paul.
Thanks for joining us. All right, so let's talk money first of all. How much was raised?
Just over $500,000. So the $600,000 is incorrect. For $50,000 went on GoFundMe.
The expenses.
Fees, that's
yep,
right.
Yep.
And about $70,000 on getting them home. There was a lot spent on immigration lawyers for Ruzan. Things like that.
People have made a lot of the fact that they came home business class,
yes,
because I don't know, is it a tall poppy thing? I don't know what it is, but people have got it in for them.
Yes.
Particularly they've got it in for the father.
I think it was a bit harsh, actually. I mean, look, you know, we're all used to flying economy, but if you have a Down syndrome child, you're coming from Armenia, which is in the Middle East, it's a hell of a trip. I mean, it's a long way back to New Zealand. And Ruzan was pumping milk, and they wanted the privacy for us, so they looked for 3 seats. Was it cheaper?
Okay,
Actually, business
and to be fair, they had the money to do it because that is what they raised the money for.
Yeah, I mean, it's incredibly complicated, this situation, Paul. I mean, you know, on the one hand, the public have kind of no right almost to ask where it goes now because they're not a charity. You know, this is not public money anymore.
Okay, and that's an interesting thing. You know, what right do people have? I mean, to a degree, this is in the public sphere because they went public to get the money in the first place. I think if a mistake was made here in the early days, it was the fact that there was no reference made to what would happen if more money was donated than they needed to do what they were collecting the money for.
And look, he never expected to get that kind of money. He wanted $60,000 and the most that they hoped really to get was about $20,000. And then, of course, the Americans got hold of the story and that's when all the money came in. The majority of the money came from Americans and it just took off. You know, I questioned and challenged him when I was in Armenia with him. Sam, you only wanted $60,000. Why don't you give the balance to charity? And his argument was...
Which technically is what legal experts would say that is what he should do.
Yeah. Well, he argued that he got thousands of emails saying, look, you know, we donated that money to Leo and to you. We don't want it going to charity.
Did he get thousands of emails? Did you see any?
I didn't see them. He claimed he got 18,000 emails. And at the time, he was probably right. I mean, this story went around the world and it was, huge.
Well, hence he got so much money.
Yeah.
Okay, he said to you, if we go back to your early interviews with him, he said to you that the money was safe. Effectively, he implied that he did not have access to the money. Yeah,
that wasn't true. I mean, he is the trustee and he has access to the money and it's his decisions on what... You know, if it were me and I was in the situation so that I was, you know, absolutely clean, I would have removed myself from the trust and I would have had 2 independent trustees put in there who represented Leo. That is the straightforward thing to do. I also would have bought a rental property somewhere for Leo for when he gets older, so he's always got a roof over his head.
You would have acted responsibly. Do you think that he is not acting responsibly?
I think one of the problems here is that Ruzan has no say. You know, in a normal relationship, you've got your wife goes, you're not doing
You would
this.
be making those decisions in a joint way.
That's right, but because of this situation where, you know, she left him and then came back, she can't say anything about the money. And
because he did arguably raise this entirely on his own.
Yeah, and it was all about the fact that she'd left him, and so, you know, she has zero economic power. So
is he, do you think, behaving irresponsibly?
I haven't seen any evidence that they're acting irresponsibly. I've been to their house. It's you know, they have all their furnitures from Target that they bought. I mean, it's not like they're living it up and, you know, and
what's gone wrong with the relationship between him and the trustee? Because obviously a lot of these problems have come to light because we are hearing this from Trina McLaughlan.
Well, clearly they've had a disagreement and a falling out. And if, you know, $100,000 has gone from the trust in that shorter time, she had every right to raise concerns with him.
You spoke to him yesterday. Did he say that he's pulling money out of the trust?
He said that was incorrect, that it wasn't that amount of money, but that he would not comment publicly on how much it was and where that money had gone. I would say it's just going on living expenses.
Where is this likely to go? Because this is more or less now a fight between the two of them, between Trina and him.
She's off the trust. And so I assume...
Although the last time we talked to her, as far as she was concerned, she was still the second trustee.
Well, according to him, she's not. I think it's not going to end well, Paul.
No, I don't think it is going to end well. And I think it is going to be quite public.
Yes, I think so.
Are you intending to do any more on this, Sarah?
Yes, well, there will be another story, I think, coming up.
Is the mother going to become more involved in this, do you think?
I think so, yes.
Because surely I would have thought from your original story, it seems to me the best person, even although the mother made some questionable decisions, although you can understand that culturally, it would seem the best person to be looking after Leo now is the mother.
I absolutely agree with you. I mean, everyone says she's only there for the money. She's only there for the money. Well, look, I went to Armenia. I saw, I know this woman quite well now. That isn't the case. She genuinely, it was a cultural thing. They give away their babies to orphanages, and she came back for Leo.
All right, Sarah, we'll watch this space. Thanks for joining us. Sarah Hall, 3D reporter.